welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are talking obviously prepping food and stocking up on food, but how much food do you actually need? For all of you who might be prepping for a while, you probably do have already months, maybe 3 months worth of supply of food, and 3 months is kind of a benchmark and a really good place to be. However, in many as we call it, extreme situations, to have a year of food is what we stream as a prepper stream to get to. So how much actually food do you really need for the year? So I've been wanting to get this video up for a little while. I've been trying to work things out. However, it's very difficult to work out because, you know, guys, obviously situations are different, and what you eat, how much you eat, it's all very dependent on your family and of course the size of your family. So I've basically streamlined my list of food and the quantities of food to basically a very basic benchmark for somewhere that you could, if you really have no idea where to start and where to look and how much you need, this is hopefully will be helpful for you. So this list, and I'm going to refer to my list, I'm sorry, because there's a lot to obviously mention, is based on family of 3, so it's 2 adults and 1 child, in our case a small child who doesn't eat a lot. So here we are. We are covering basically lunches or breakfast, lunch and dinner. But again, guys, this is literally a bottom line and a very basic line of things. You can totally expand this, and if I have more time, it takes for ages to try to research and the quantities to eat and everything else in the packets, but it could be flowered up for ages. So anyway, let's get started. So 4A, and I will refer to my paper, I'm sorry. So for breakfast, it's a simple thing we're having is we're basing ourselves on eating a porridge with honey and then having toast, okay? So for lunches, we're having pasta dishes, which are vegetarian pasta dishes 2 times a week, okay? So we have the rice, which we're going to be having 2 times a week. We're having a mashed potatoes 2 times a week. And we're having another day, 1 day a week of substitute, whether it's been going to be a couscous or any other beans and grains that you have. This is the whole, basically the video is based on, is having those kind of meals. Okay, so for pasta, I'm going to start with the favorite one. We are going with 2 dishes a week. This will make this 8 per month. And I have broken it up to basically having a sauces to go with the pasta. So we're going to go with 4 days out of the month using the already ready-made jar. So it's easy out of the tin, ready to go. And then the other 4 we are using 4 tin tomatoes and 4, tin tomatoes and tin passata. So basically 4 and 4 for the other 2 days. Okay, for the rice, we're basing now on having a rice with already kind of ready meat, because again we're talking about really scraping the barrel and having a really basic stuff ready to eat. So you can have beef and onion and a bit of rice, that kind of thing, okay? And then we're moving on. We have the grains, which you can be able to make soups, again including your tinned meat if you wanted to, or you can just keep them vegetarian. And of course the mashed potato, and of course the meals with mashed potatoes will be serving on the side of having again something like making your own pie with a bit of potato on top. So I'm just going to go through that, okay? And this is for the year. It might sound scary, but probably maybe not as much as you think you will need as a family. Don't forget, if you are a family of more people, that you have to multiply this by a relevant amount. So for the pasta, I'm going to call it 3 people, including a child. So for the pasta, we need 20 kilos for a year, which is not that bad. 20 kilos, you can buy a bag, say, if you're likely to get this at £1 for a kilo, £20, that's not too bad. I'm not going to go through the prices because they change crazily like all the time. But anyway, so now what we need, I'm literally going to cut to the chase and tell you what we need. So pasta, 20 kilos. Tin tomatoes, we need 48 of tin tomatoes, which are hiding over there. 28 of them, we need, not 28, sorry, 48 of them. 48 of them. We'll need 48 of the ready-made sauces. Again, you can of course make them to what they are. We need 12 kilos of rice. This is a kilo bag, so you need 12 of them. Oats, I've got 24 kilos. That's 2 a month. And again, we are talking about 3 people eating, and our little girl loves oats. So technically this pack So 2 of them a month, I think they'll probably do this. And again, you can use this as a substitute snack because I haven't included snacks in my list. Flour, again guys, if we can buy bread, that's great. If we don't, then 12 kilos of flour. This will be just the bare minimum of us doing either toast to substitute the porridge and the toast to substitute lunch, which I included lunch being, half of them being baked beans on toast and half of them being soups. So next thing brings me into, after the flour, we will need 500 grams of yeast if we're making our own bread and about 1 kilo of a milk powder. So if you make bread in a bread machine, we do require a little bit of the milk powder in some recipes. Okay, so soups, we need 180 of them. 180, just imagine 180 tins, that's a lot of space. But this is again halved with the baked beans for the space and to basically just break this out a little bit. And again, I'm not talking, guys, like this is not by far the really comprehensive list of choices. This is just a box standard. If you've really no idea, just go and buy yourself this, this and that, then this is the list to follow. Okay, so 180 pieces of soups, or you can buy powdered soup, and beans, 240. We're talking about having one each as a person for lunch, or if you wanted to have this for dinner as a substitute. Again, we're talking about tough times. We're talking about where the food is rationed or not able to get it. So this is kind of thing, if you have to split, 2 tins between 3 people, that's probably okay. If you want to have it for dinner, then you have it for dinner. Okay, and then we're talking about meats and proteins and fish, that kind of thing. We are talking, child safety magnet, sorry. 264 tins, and this is the most expensive thing to have to be able to stock up. And we're talking, guys, I have got salmon as a choice and I've got the corned beef, but we are talking just the plain recipes again, not doing anything extravagant. So a bit of corned beef, a bit of mashed potatoes, a bit of like tinned carrots, whatever. But basically, yes, so 264 tins. And I have split this in basically having roughly 120 grams of tuna and 120 tins of tuna and 144 tins of something else, because tuna is the cheapest, and I will cover this in a different video because I have worked out the prices. But basically 120 tins of tuna is far the cheapest protein rather than buying things like this. However, we are talking about a year, and obviously variety is the key. When we are stuck and only can eat what we have in our pantry, it's so important to have a variety. And I will do another video on the variety of beans and things. It's so important. I can't stress enough, guys, because we all have like a tunnel vision of buying certain stuff, but you will just get so bored of the same stuff. And I appreciate, like, if you've ever been hungry on a situation where there's like no food at all, that you probably eat anything. And like people eat, unfortunately, rice in Africa, and they eat rice every day, and it becomes a norm because you're hungry, your body needs that. But we kind of want to diversify a little bit because we're able to prepare at the moment. So having some options is great. But anyway, I'm digressing, sorry. So mashed potatoes for it's 12 kilos. Yeah, 12 kilos, which this bag is 4 kilos, so we need like 4 of them. It looks like a lot, and probably is, but again, it all depends on the portions, guys. Don't forget, if you are trying to cut down on eating and you have limited resources, then of course the portion sizes go down. But 12 kilos to me, I think, is a fair amount of a fair food to go between 3 people for a year. And then we're talking about grains. I've got ourselves at the 10 kilos of grains. It's probably a little bit too much, but we're talking about spreading this between different options of grains. So you can have some split peas, you can make a soup, you can have beans, you can make yourself some veggie burgers. There's many options out there. So 10 kilos for me, I think, is a good starting point, but do make them a different grain. So have, 2.5 kilos or 5 kilos of a few grains, and I think that'd be a good option for you, or for whoever prepping. And the vegetable tins, right? Oh, I know, I hate those with passion, but we need basically 264 tins of carrots. On the mixed one, I didn't think I got the peas, but anyway, 264 tins. And we are talking, obviously, the pasta dishes don't require, not all of them require any tinned vegetables. To be fair, if you add this onto the pasta dish, it's basically going to give you no flavour or no point whatsoever. So we are talking about just having those on the side of your corned beef and a bit of mashed potatoes. So here we are, guys. Anyway, and of course, this list have not included any snacks, and I haven't included water because it's kind of, we all need like minimum 3 liters a day apparently to function and to survive. None of us have the space to store that much water, but of course we have other options of being able to purify water that's available to us. I have not included that in there. However, basically I worked out the average cost of the things to buy, and I had kind of taken it between the Lidl and Asda of the cheapest items there, and I took an average. It's basically cost about £1,000 to be able to buy this bog standard amount of food to last us for years. So anyway, hopefully guys you find this at least somewhat a little bit helpful. It's a very difficult video to come across because, or to put across, sorry, because of course like we're all different. You might not eat rice, you might not eat pasta. It's just so different and so relevant to the family alone, but hopefully that just kind of gives you an idea of, if you are literally just starting and you eat all of this, and it gives you an idea how much you need to buy and how much you need to spend if you wanted to just buy a box standard of that anyway. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. If you like the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye bye.